It's interesting. It's a spooky story that I tell kids on campfires at the masjid. Abu Hurairah one time was asked to be the protector of Baitul Mal, the treasury, where they would stock the food and the money and whatnot, and they would just give it out to the poor. And so he's asked to watch it one night. The Prophet appointed him to watch it. So that night, a person came. This is the zakat during Ramadan. A person came and started to take handfuls of the food, like stealing it, while Abu Hurairah is standing guard.
Mm-hmm.
And Abu Hurairah comes and he tells him, "Stop! I will take you to the Prophet if you try to steal." Basically threatening him, like he wants him to go away. He doesn't want to get him in trouble.
Yeah.
But that doesn't scare him. He says, "No, please take pity on me. I have children. I have a family to feed. I apologize. Please, I won't ever come again." And so Abu Hurairah feels bad. So he says, "Okay," and you let him go. The Prophet comes the next morning, and obviously he has divine inspiration. He has wahi.
So did the guy actually take the food, or did he leave?
He did. He took the food and left.
Abu
Hurairah let him go.
Yeah.
So he comes the next morning, the Prophet and he comes to Abu Hurairah and he says, "Oh, Abu Hurairah, what happened with your prisoner last night?" Abu Hurairah is like, "Oh, you knew about that?" He was like, "Oh, Prophet of Allah, he came to steal, but I took pity on him because he had kids, so I let him go." The Prophet said, "He is a liar, and he will come again." The next night happens. Abu Hurairah is expecting him because the Prophet promised that he would come again. Lo and behold, in the dead of night, the same man comes back. He comes and he starts stealing from the food. Abu Hurairah grabs him and he says, "Stop. I'm taking you to the Prophet." He does the same thing. He says, "No, please, I apologize. I have a family. I have kids to feed. Please let me go. Please spare me. I won't ever come again. I promise." He said, "You said it before, but you're here again." He said, No, I promise. This will be the last time." So Abu Hurairah lets him go. The next morning, same thing. The Prophet comes and says, "Oh, Abu Hurairah, what did you do with your prisoner last night?" He said, "Oh, Prophet of Allah, he pleaded with me and I couldn't bear to see him in that state, so I let him go." And he told him he is a liar, and yet he will come again. So the third night, Abu Hurairah is waiting for the promise of the Prophet ﷺ. And out from the darkness comes the same man, crawling up, with a really like stealthy approach to steal from the food. He starts stealing. Abu Hurairah sees him and he says, "This is the last time I am taking you to the Prophet ﷺ." He says, "Let me go and I'll tell you something that will benefit you." And he says, "What's that?" And he says, "Every night, if you say Ayatul Kursi, you will be safe from the shayateen." So Abu Hurairah lets him go. The next morning, he tells the Prophet ﷺ exactly what happened. The Prophet ﷺ says, "Sadaqa wa huwa kadhub." He has told the truth, although he is a liar.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he said, "Do you know with whom you've been speaking with for the last 3 nights, Abu Hurairah?" He said, "No." He said, "That was a shaitan." That's some spooky stuff right there.
Yeah. Like I said, that's crazy.
He was talking to a devil and he had no idea. So it continues, the devil may come in the form of an animal, a camel, a donkey, a cow, a dog, a cat, or a snake. The most frequent form is that of a black